Welcome back, everyone. Toyshiz here, and I am back yet again to give you guys another fresh look. And today, we're going to be checking out the brand new McFarlane Toys Spawns Universe. Why, this is that main character called Spawn, right? And he's from a well-known comic book called Spawn. Spawn is literally written all over this box. Absolutely love it. It's a Spawn figure, multi-articulated, comes with a big old throne of trash. Really interesting. On the sides of the box, glorious Spawn artwork. On the back of the box, glorious Spawn artwork, right? Exactly where this particular figure kind of gets the look from in so many ways. Spawn, you know, basically has a throne in the New York alleys, right? Bum alley, and it looks different ways depending on the artist who is drawing it. But yeah, it's usually made out of bones and trash and corpses and everything else that's kind of gets thrown about and left behind in this alley. So it's pretty dang cool if you ask me. And here's the barcode as well. Now, mine came from Target. I ordered it off the app. They sent it over. So it has been seen in stores, very few and far between as of right now. But it looks like Wave 3 will be shipping very soon. And if you're interested, yeah, GameStop seems to be getting them, at least sending them out as well. So keep your eyes peeled. So this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new Spawn Alley Throne Spawn Deluxe figure from McFarlane Toys' Spawns Universe Wave 3. And while I got all you alley bums here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my Spawn videos. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Old toys, new toys, daily news updates, and stay tuned for next week. I'm going to have some Spawn toys to look at, old ones. Guarantee you'll find something here that you like. But enough about all that. Let's deep dive and check out this new Spawn figure. Lord knows I need another Spawn figure, right? There's going to be a lot in this video, so get ready. But to kick it off, yeah, it's not so much an accessory as it is part of the throne. It just pegs in at the top, but you can see the trash, you can see all the bones, you can see metal parts, machinery. Oh, the skull right here is pretty awesome. Definitely dig that, so we'll see how that hooks into the top of this throne right here. It's pretty dang cool. I gotta give it to him, right? There's a lot of sculpted detail. I mean, you got melted flesh faces, right? That's the fun of Spawn. If anybody's wondering, like, why? Well, this is part of the fun, right? You got faces every which way, skulls, bones, bugs, weapons, machinery, a bunch of human skulls amidst a tire, you know? It's just, it's very cool. Now, I'll tell you, yeah, I mean, a little bit more paint would have been nice every day of the week. And I love the way that this tire, see, the sculpted details is there. The bugs are there. Everything is there. It's just overly Spawn, and that's just the best part. It's Greg Capullo's artwork and McFarlane and all the years of different Spawnitudes thrown in here, and I love it. Every time you look at it, you see something new. You got like a sword sticking out. You got a big gun sticking out of the top right here. You got a big old saw blade. So it's awesome. A big column, spinal column of bones. There's a face. It's very H.R. Giger in a lot of ways, right? Which is awesome. Yeah, I'm having a great time with this, and you just kind of take this top part and fit it in, and it completes that look. I would have loved to have a few bats hanging off the top of this thing, I tell you what. But then you have this part of the cape, and a lot of people, when they saw the photos, including me, I was like, I really hope that that comes off. And as you can plainly see, yeah, it just simply plugs into the chair, right? You have this part, and you have the part more towards the seat of the throne. It's a nice piece of Spawn's cape, we'll just say, but it just totally hooks in, and you can remove it, and you don't have to worry about it ever again if you don't want to ever see it again. So that's pretty cool. And then on the bottom, yeah, it's a pretty hollow piece. It's basically 4 pieces just pre-assembled. It all kind of hooks in, but it's pretty solid for what it is. And then you have the top part of Spawn's cape. Yes, I would have loved the change to have been real, right? But, you know, that's just how it is. Like, I don't want to complain and nitpick anymore about that kind of stuff. It's just, that's the figure. And it hooks onto his back with the little peg hole on there. And speaking of which, let's go ahead and check out Spawn, which, hey, he's pretty cool looking. That's a great head sculpt. It's a head sculpt I'm pretty sure we've seen before with the Mortal Kombat Spawn. So very cool to see that all the way down. You got the pouches, and you know, you got the boots. You got to have the giant Spawn boot. At least it's on the right side, right? And yeah, you know, all the studs. Everything is painted pretty nicely. I'll give it to them all day. On the back side, you got the Spawn butt. You got the hole in the back where the cape will fix. You got one skull right here with the chains. Yeah, overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. I mean, there's one thing in particular. We'll get to that, actually. Let's just look at it right now. So, right here, you have all these gauntlets. And if you look at Mortal Kombat 11's Spawn, right? It's a great figure. And you look at the boots, different boots. What it kind of shares pieces-wise is kind of few and far between. Parts, hands, legs, things of that nature. When it comes to the gauntlets, on the new figure, it looks like it's missing something. Because if you look at Spawn, I'm used to a full-blown gauntlet, right? You got the whole thing right here. You can see how it differs from the Mortal Kombat 11 to now this new Alley Throne Spawn. It's almost like they shrunk the mold, something like that. It's different. It's very similar, but you can tell it's also very different. Same thing on the other side. What it is that it's basically missing the wraparound aspect of it. So that's one part. I just think it looks odd. I'm used to it. My brain's telling me one thing. Do I think it looks bad? No, but then again, part of me thinks like it's missing paint. Is it? It's up to you. I think it is. But yeah, in overall happiness, it's pretty cool for a different look for Spawn. I'll give it to him all day. And if you're wondering for articulation, now, and the head, right? He's not going to look up too much. He'll look left and right, and he can do the whole brooding thing by looking down. So I'm happy with the articulation in that sense. The arms are going to go all the way up. You got butterfly joints. You got nice shoulders. You got bicep swivel. You got double jointed elbows. Hey, there you go, right? And you got a pretty solid ab crunch to him. Spawn actually does ab crunchy things. At least this one does. And you can get him going down pretty well. Now, it's going to get gappy in the back. But hey, you know what? It's fine with me because, yeah, at least you get some kind of ab crunch, the waist. Now, diaper-wise, I'm okay with it. I think the chain kind of distorts it more than anything. Yes, real chains would have been nice. Let's reiterate that. It's just not the way it is. Double jointed knees. Nothing in the thigh. He'll rock kind of sort of at the crotch. And he's got that toe articulation everybody keeps talking about. Is that new? I don't know. Neither case, I'm really happy with the articulation on this Spawn. And so, this is really the aspect that they're going for. I know a lot of people are saying, why didn't you get a full cape? Well, the whole thing is that you put him in seated position. You're going to take that half cape, right? Plug that right into the back. Get him all situated, right? Do all the hands and the legs and make them all nice and bingo bango. You got a pretty cool articulated Spawn sitting in a giant throne of trash in an alleyway somewhere. That's pretty cool. I got to give it to him. I'm actually pretty dang happy with this, the way it looks. I like the little wrap around the cape. See, that kind of completes it. Looks like he's sitting on the cape, right? So this is a figure that is designed to be mainly seated in a throne of trash, right? But you can take the cape off if you don't want that. Take a little piece off the chair, and you could just have him going bare cape, right? Spawn movie-ish, if you wanted to go that route. Now, to again, readdress the half cape. I'm not saying I enjoy it. I think it definitely looks funny if you wanted to situate him like that. But I'm seeing a whole heck of a lot of people doing some pretty fancy stuff with custom capes. So there is stuff out there, and I'm just going to tell you right now, if you really think McFarlane is not going to give this guy a hamburger head or give him a cape or sell him again in some way, shape, or form with different gauntlets, whatever else, come on. We all know that's coming. So if you don't care for this articulated Spawn with a chair, with a throne, just wait. That's all I'm going to say. I got enough Spawns to tell you. Just wait. They'll make the one you finally like, eventually. And yes, just to compare again, here he is lined up with the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, which kind of kicked this whole thing off, right? So you got various Spawns throughout the years. I got to pull out a bunch of Spawns. I got to make up for certain videos with Spawns recently because my friend Talker Art, of course, you know, he's going to tell me later if I don't pull out enough. So I got to do it. Also, he has an amazing Spawn collection, so just wait until he starts talking about this guy, right? But in all honesty, if you're not aware, I love Spawn, been collecting Spawn since the 90s, and I got every iteration under the sun. Weapons, no weapons. This is just another one. If you were wondering, hey, is this the first super articulated Spawn? No. They did one way back in the past for the Image Comics 10th anniversary, and yeah, you had this really cool... I do like the original costume look for Spawn, right? I kind of go back and forth over the years, but I really do like the original one with the reds and everything else. And yeah, pretty much the same exact articulation. Yes, it is older articulation, of course, and he does have single jointed elbows, but he does have double jointed knees, and he's got the boots. He's got real chains. He's got that cape. Man, he's got all kinds of just really cool sculpted lines and everything else. It's a great figure. I know he's a little expensive these days, but if you can get him, I definitely recommend this one. But at least you can see both of these stacked up. If the new one had like a full flowing cape, well, yeah, you'd be pretty set, I have to admit. But how he is right now, and in putting him in a throne and everything else, he's pretty dang cool. Just to kind of go over some more Spawns, various looks for Spawns, animated, more of a flowy, billowy cape, right? Being very dramatic up top a New York City skyscraper. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But there is the original Spawn. There's the new she Spawn. She's pretty much the same height as this new Spawn, but it's always fun for me to see the original to what we got going now, much like all the villains. So this Spawn, if you have the original figures, we'll go with a bunch of these. Heck, he will even go with Marvel Legend figures, Marvel Legends Angela, which I keep with my Spawn figures, villains, and everything else. It's a dang good Angela, so I definitely recommend her as well. Now, please tell me you have these Ashley Wood Sam and Twitch figures. These are of the greatest Spawn figures ever produced. They are fantastic. If you have to get them now, make sure you get Sam with the cigarettes, not the Walmart version where they changed them to really weird toothpick joints, right? Then you have Spawn up against the brand new juiced out Violator. Yeah, he's going to go great. That is fantastic. Violator can pick him up. He can stand with him in one hand. It's pretty dang epic. He's going to throw him around a church, something like that. Just like, you know, Spawn the animation or Spawn the movie, whatever you want to say. But all these new villains, right? The Soul Crusher, the Forsaken, the new beefed up Violator. They all are going to go together with this new version of Spawn. So if you've been collecting them thus far, it's kind of cool. We're getting like, you know, the new comic books, new versions. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with them. Which then finally brings us to Spawn 7 in the original McFarlane line. Spawn just sitting there in his really cool throne of trash. It's very detailed out. It is well painted, well sculpted. It is beautiful, I have to say. Now, with all the detailed line work, with all the different sculpture elements, the paint, everything is perfect. But like everyone usually says, which, yeah, of course, that's how it was, there's no movement to this guy. It's a very gorgeous looking Spawn statue. He's holding a skull. This new one, yeah, it would have been kind of cool to come with a skull, if anything. That would have been kind of nice, but you see the two together. And as you can tell, yeah, I'm going to tell you all day, the original is beautiful. It's gorgeous. You got to have that one. But the fact that we have a new version, it holds up pretty well to this one, right? Of course, yes, I would love metal chain. You know, say it over and over and over again. But the fact that he's articulated, you can pull him out of the chair, that's pretty dang cool. So I got to give it to him on that. And yes, if you're wondering why I left him in the packaging all these years, I don't know. It's a guy in the throne. It just looked good in the packaging. It's got really cool, different Spawn. You know what? I don't know. I don't have to make excuses. Jeez. Anyways, this is a very fun figure. I'm actually really happy with it. Sure, it's never going to hold up to the originals, but it's a really nice articulated Spawn. And if you've got the Kickstarter Spawn weapons, right? Big old sword, you can do his best Game of Thrones impression, right? Give him some necroplasm effects, right? He's just sitting there, right? Blasting away, shooting at rats or something like that. Weapons galore, use any of the weapons. She Spawn's weapons. You can use the big old, you know, meat hook thing. It's a lot of fun. This guy can hold them all. It all fits. It all works. You just kind of have to finagle it. So he should definitely suit your fancy. And then, yeah, you know, just throw in a couple more. You know, you got Christmas Spawn, right? If for those wondering, no, the hat's not going to fit this Spawn, if anything. But here he is lined up with the Kickstarter Spawn. And I know a lot of people were saying, oh, you know, it's not as articulated as I want it to be and everything else. Well, you see how you put the cut right there in the middle. It breaks up the line work of Spawn. So you have as many Spawns as I do. It's like, okay, I'm happy to have this one, happy to have this one. It's just another Spawn for the shelf, but it's a nice, new, cool Spawn. That's all I got for you. And really, when you pop the cape off and you just kind of have him there, it kind of reminds me of movie Spawn, in a way. Give him some big, huge guns. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind a new movie Spawn, a new movie line. That'd be kind of cool. That Spawn look, that definitely holds up. I thought that was awesome, and what a cool movie, right? Of course it holds up for back in the day, right? Come on, what are you talking about there? And just for scalature, here he is with McFarlane Toys' Batman or Super 7 Ninja Turtles. So, yes, if you have Marvel Legends or everything, he spawns a taller character, so he will fit in nicely. So that's really going to wrap it up for my look at the brand new McFarlane Toys Spawns Universe Wave 3, the Alley Throne Spawn. Alley Throne Spawn 2, basically, right? So many numbers. Who cares anymore? He really does everything you want him to do. For those of you, I'm telling you honestly, if this is not your Spawn, if it doesn't meet your fancy in terms of what you're looking for Spawn, give it some time. They will eventually come out with the Spawn that you want. But in either case, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Spawns Universe. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, I guarantee you the next one coming out is going to have a hamburger head, then they'll do the shoelace head, they'll do a gold version. Yeah, sky's the limit, right? And when they do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.